So we've made it to the fourth Monday of the month, and that means I've got another 5 Fun Fact Small Bite episode for you. This is where I get to pick a topic related to health or wellness and give you approximately 5, maybe less, maybe more, fun facts about that subject. Today, on episode number 23, I'm talking about chocolate. Yum. Who doesn't like chocolate? Actually, some people don't like chocolate, so I'm sorry if you're one of those people, but that's the topic for today. You know, the Eat Your Greens podcast is all about supporting a plant-based diet, so I have some good news for you. Chocolate comes from a plant. Hooray! So let's learn some fun facts about chocolate. Fun fact number 1. How's it made? Many people already know that it comes from a tree. To be specific, it's the Theobroma cacao tree. Here's something new I learned when researching for this episode. I never really knew what the difference between cacao and cocoa was. So basically, cacao refers to the pods or fruit of the Theobroma cacao tree, and it also refers to the seeds of that fruit. So just like coffee, we often call the cacao seeds beans, but they're not a bean, they're not a legume. It's actually the seed of the cacao fruit. To make chocolate, the farmers harvest the cacao seeds from the fruit and they put it through a natural fermentation process, and then they dry them out and or roast them to produce something called chocolate nibs. And then those nibs can be used to either make chocolate, or the nibs can be pressed, and that separates out the fat. The fat is cocoa butter from the actual cocoa. And then they use that to make cocoa powder, which we use for baking. The cocoa butter actually makes up about half of the cocoa bean, and the other half is what's used to make cocoa powder. Fun fact 2. Let's talk about some chocolate trivia. So it takes about 400 cacao beans to make 1 pound of chocolate. And each Theobroma cacao tree produces around 2,500 beans per season. So one tree can produce approximately 6.25 pounds of chocolate per year. It will come as no surprise that Switzerland has the highest per capita chocolate consumption. The ancient Mayans and Aztecs actually used the cacao beans for money. Today, 90% of chocolate comes from trees grown in West Africa. The world's largest chocolate bar weighed in at over 12,000 pounds. Now, going back to the number of beans it takes to make a pound of chocolate, that comes out to almost 500,000 cacao beans. I did not go back and do the math to see how many trees you need to get that many beans, but it's a lot. Even more impressive, in April of 2023, the Russell Stover Chocolate Company made it into the Guinness Book of World Records with the largest box of chocolates. Forrest Gump would be proud. It weighed in at over 5,600 pounds and contained 205 different pieces of chocolate weighing between 10 and 35 pounds each. That just blows my mind. Fun fact number 3, chocolate actually does have some health benefits. This episode is technically only going to contain 3 fun facts, but the list of the health benefits is pretty long, so it sort of counts as more. Now, when I highlight different foods on my podcast episodes, the health benefits from many of them are attributable to antioxidants. You're going to recognize that word. I'm sure you already know what antioxidants are, but just for review, these are the compounds that help fight cell damage attributable to something called free radicals or oxidative species. And basically those are things that are created that go out, cause inflammation in our body, they damage cells, and they can increase your risk for cancer. The good news is chocolate is high in antioxidants. Now, this is only true for dark chocolate. The amount of antioxidants in milk chocolate is actually much lower, and there is some speculation that the milk in the milk chocolate can block the absorption of one of the main types of antioxidants, and that's flavonols. So, if you want the best health benefits, go for a chocolate that has at least 70% cacao. So, what are some of these health benefits associated with dark chocolate? Well, to begin with, it can lower blood pressure, it can reduce your risk of clotting, and it can increase blood circulation to the heart. All of these things are going to lower your risk of stroke and heart attack. It also keeps the immune system in check and reduces inflammation, and it can help your body use insulin better. So, type 2 diabetes is caused by insulin resistance, and dark chocolate may actually reduce insulin resistance, keeping your blood pressure in check and preventing type 2 diabetes. Now, I'm not saying that your strategy to prevent type 2 diabetes is to eat a lot of chocolate, but it's one small thing that may help. Dark chocolate has been shown to have positive effects on your cognitive function. That's your ability to think, focus, and remember. People who eat dark chocolate may have better reaction times and they may have better visual spatial awareness. Now, this may be attributable to the same mechanism as for preventing heart attacks, and that is by means of increased blood flow to the brain. Now, similarly, if you have more blood flowing to your heart and your brain, it follows that your muscles are also going to benefit from all of this extra oxygen-rich blood. And so dark chocolate can boost your athletic performance, and it can allow athletes to maintain a higher workout intensity for a longer period of time. Dark chocolate contains a number of vitamins and minerals, things like iron, zinc, and magnesium. And it contains my favorite F word. That's right, fiber. Just like coffee, dark chocolate is a good source of soluble fiber. One final health benefit associated with dark chocolate is stress reduction. People who eat more dark chocolate report that they feel less stressed, and researchers have confirmed this. They found lower levels of a hormone called cortisol in people's system after eating dark chocolate. Apparently, even just the smell of chocolate can help people relax by stimulating theta brainwaves. Those are the brainwaves that are more active when we're relaxed. And finally, chocolate also contains natural endorphins. These are chemicals that make us feel happy. Now, I shouldn't have to say that moderation is important. Chocolate has plenty of sugar and fat, so take it easy. For some people, it can trigger reflux symptoms and even migraines. But the good news is that most dark chocolate is actually vegan. So feel free to enjoy a square of dark chocolate every once in a while and reap the health benefits. That's it for this Small Byte Fun Fact episode. I hope you found this episode to be chock full of interesting information. If you did, please take a minute to follow the Eat Your Greens podcast on whatever app you use. And if you're feeling extra motivated, go ahead and give it a 5-star rating and leave a review. This really helps to boost the podcast, and I would greatly appreciate it. To show my appreciation, I have a free guide to transitioning to a plant-forward lifestyle for you. To get your guide, go to the Eat Your Greens website. That's www.eatgreenswithdrblack. Scroll to the bottom and just fill in the subscribe form. I'll send you your link to your free guide, and you get an email every time I release a new episode. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to eat your greens. Please be aware that this podcast provides general health information about nutrition and feeding of infants and children and is meant for educational purposes only. It's not intended to replace the important relationship between a parent, child, and pediatrician. If you have concerns about your child's nutrition, health, or growth, please consult your doctor.